Wait, you have a packed house, people? Here, I was sorry. Ready? Listen, 50 days. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually not in my house. Oh, no, that's it. So much noise. They say, I've heard it. Yes, morning, late mornings, maybe like that. Anyway, that's. I can't say.
Good. I'd like to call this a special Board of School Directors action meeting. Order. This meeting is being recorded on SATV, Comcast 28, Verizon Channel 46, recording 14, and also be viewed on the Souderton Area Board website. Yeah. So I'm going to read the notice of special meeting. On November 24th, following contact with shared members of the Board of School Directors, Souderton Area School District Board of School Directors, the whole special board action meeting on Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, beginning at 12 p.m. Meeting will be held in the Thinner Boardroom, Administrative Office, Building 760 Lower Road, Souderton, Florida. Purpose of this meeting is to accept the resignation of 60 board member and fill a vacancy on the Board of School Directors. And whether the business will be transacted at this meeting. The previously scheduled board reorganization meeting will still occur on Monday, December 1st, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Meeting protocol. Many of you have signed up. You get your 3 minutes to speak. Please be cognizant of that fact that you have the 3 minutes to respect everyone. There's a lot of people in this room, and please just be respectful of one another. I'd like us to rise and pledge allegiance. The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Nelson, could you please ask the speakers to be turned up or the microphone levels to be turned up? It is a little difficult to hear right now. They're down in. Okay. That's like this to me. Cool. Thank you. Roll call, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Barnes here. Mr. Braccio. Mr. Braun. Ms. Swinton. Present. Mr. Formica. Here. Mr. King. Mr. Landis. Here. Mr. Nelson. Here. Ms. Wheeler. Here. We have one. Absences.
I just want to provide some clarification as to Dr. Gallagher's absence today. He was informed that this special board meeting was being held, but due to a previously scheduled out of town commitment, he could not be here today. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. First, for public comment, we have John Waldenberger, the resignation and appointment. Please be respectful. There's a lot of people in here. Let the person speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Okay. So I basically did want to just reiterate, I think something that everyone here also agrees with. An appointment really should not be happening less than a week before the new board takes hold. I believe the duly elected board members should have input on who will be sitting with them for the next 2 years. That being said, as you will see at your seats, I placed a resume of mine. I would like to be one of the community members that are considered for the vacancy that you will be appointing to us. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them while I have my 2 minutes. If not, I can take them later when you are at that portion of the agenda. Thank you.
On the appointment.
Aaron Board, Lower Southford. Mr. Nelson, why am I here the day before Thanksgiving? Is there an emergency? No, there's not. Just the usual shenanigans that we've come to expect from the merry band of children on stage. All of us, even you, have better things to do today. My son came home from college yesterday. I have family visiting from out of town, and I have a lot of people to feed tonight. Shame on you for calling us all year to fill a vacancy following a process that, per usual, involves no public interviews and no public deliberation. You already know who you are appointing because you discussed it behind closed doors. I said it last week and I will say it again. Stop acting like children. Grow up. Postpone the appointment until after the new board members are sworn in.
Alexander Visser on vacancies.
Alex Wisser for Salford Township. As I've stated many times over the past few months, transparency is not a buzzword. It isn't doing the bare legal minimum. It means being open to public scrutiny. We are literally standing here in the middle of the day before Thanksgiving, and have no idea who will become the newest school board director. This is the farthest you can get from transparency. This entire situation shows that the board has lost its focus on the students. By not allowing a fair appointment process, you are missing out on interested and potentially qualified director candidates. All of these political maneuvers are distractions that prevent the board from being effective and student-focused. I'm asking this board to table these resignations and appointments until after the reorganization meeting on December 1st. And starting Monday, I plan to lead this district forward towards a more transparent, student-focused, and community-centered future. Thank you.
Rosemary Goodwalker from Speed of Appointment.
Good afternoon, Rosemary Butekoffer. I live in Souderton Area Board. Mr. Nelson, I listened to the recording of the November 20th meeting again, and I paid special attention to your farewell remarks to the community. You said, quote, "We all have a lot to be thankful for, even when garbage goes on. Just remember, this community is based on love. And when hatred comes out, love needs to overrule it," as a vote. If you love this community, then why have you created a situation where an extremely impactful vote is being held with only 2 days' notice? Today, this community is focused on family, travel, cooking, and Thanksgiving. The timing of this meeting could not be more inconvenient and inaccessible. The school code permits the board, not you, not me, the board, as a collective representative of the Souderton School District community, 30 days to fill this seat. 30 days. Choosing to rush this appointment is garbage. You will gain no advantage. The makeup of the board will not change. Many do not like the politics of school boards, but let's be blunt. You are going to appoint another Republican and the balance of the board next week will remain 5-4. Rushing this is a garbage decision intended as a final flex of power, causing great agitation and angering a great many people in our community. There is no reason to vote on this appointment today. You are choosing to do it and upsetting a lot of people in the process the day before Thanksgiving. If you love this community, don't hurt it with needless division. You are gaining nothing today but ill will.
Corinne DeJago.
Thank
Corinne DeJaso, Upper Salford. At the board meeting on September 29th, 2005, Heidi Johnson announced her resignation, and then President Richard Swartley said that the board would be filling the vacancy by appointment. There were 3 applicants who came forward: Barbara May, Stephen Nelson, and Tracy Cole. Interviews were conducted at the November 10th meeting, and ultimately Mrs. Cole, who was running that year but did not win a seat, was appointed to fill Ms. Johnson's vacancy. Sharon Gerhardt resigned at the May 25th, 2006 board meeting. 2 weeks later, 7 candidates were interviewed: Paul Baumgartner, Nicholas Braccio, Jonathan Garnier, Carrie Hall, Dennis Hassan, Douglas Killall, and Stephen Nelson, who interviewed at actually 10:17 p.m. The vote took place at the June 22nd meeting, and Baumgartner was appointed. At the meeting on September 24th, 2009, the resignation of Eric McDougall was announced. Public interviews were conducted on October 7th, and the vote occurred at the next meeting. 6 individuals stepped forward that time: Andrew Bachman, Barry Bowmiller, Ken Keith, Arnold Rodenbush, Donna Shuren, and David Spouse. Ken Keith was appointed with 6 votes. Fast forward to the meeting on December 5th, 2018. Scott Jelensky announced his resignation. Then President Ken Keith appointed Mr. Jelensky's replacement, Courtney Barbieri, just 15 days later as part of the consent action agenda items. No interviews, no public process. Ken Keith read a prepared statement from Donna Shuren announcing her resignation at the board meeting on May 25th, 2023. The board announced its intention to fill the vacancy by appointing someone who was already running in the election. A special meeting was held the following month, and all board members present at that meeting, save for Mr. Landis, voted to appoint Mr. Formica. When I look back at the board's actions over the years, I realize that character used to count. Since the current group has taken hold of our school board, it is anything but. I urge you to delay this appointment until those of us who will be sworn in on Monday are given the chance to take our seats and work together with the existing board members to interview and select the best possible candidate to fill the remaining 2 years of Mr. Braccio's term in an open and transparent manner. The board has done it before and can do it again. Show your work and show the community that you are willing to work together with the newly elected instead of against us. Make character count again.
Thank you. Paul DeJazo, Upper Salford. From the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the word character is a noun. One of the definitions as it pertains to morality, conduct that conforms to an accepted standard of right and wrong. When people usually refer to someone's character, they might say they are of sound character or of good character, but either way is typically referred to in a positive manner. This is why the motto of the community is in fact, where character counts. Synonyms in other words include morality, integrity, virtue, goodness, and honesty. Another definition as it pertains to reputation, the overall quality as seen or judged by people in general. The second definition is why I'm speaking today. The recent actions of this board have been absolutely disgusting. The community is watching and understands what is going on here. You collectively continue to take the path of dishonesty and deceit. Your actions since the election have been shameful, and this community deserves better. The character of this sitting board needs a lot of work. Hold public interviews to fill vacancies as has been done before in the past. Your lack of transparency is really disappointing. Thank you.
Stephanie Jameson on resignation and appointment.
Good afternoon, Stephanie Jameson, Souderton. I took today off from work to spend time with my family. I don't know about you, but I only get about 3 weeks of vacation. So each day of vacation really matters to me. Shame on all of you. So instead of baking pies and maybe watching some movies with my family, I'm here today and I'm really angry. And I have to say, I've spent so much of my personal time over the last 5 years dealing with you. I'm disgusted. First, I do want to say that I'm very sorry to learn that Mr. Brasio is leaving the board, and I thank him for his service. I've met him on several occasions. He is a kind man, and he has served this board well. I just want to say that this past week has been utterly shameful. First, you tried to push through 2 new terrible policies, thinking that the community wouldn't be paying any attention. Now you're filling a vacancy with very little opportunity to gather community feedback or consider alternate applicants. We still don't even know who you plan to put on there. So let's be clear. This is a perfect example of why change is needed on this board, and this community made it very clear that we want change. Every other district in this area follows an open and transparent process for filling vacancies, except ours. Table these resignations and appointments and initiate a public process to fill the vacancy with input from the 4 duly elected board members who will be sworn in on December 1st. School boards are supposed to be nonpartisan. We all know those days are way in the past, but we could take a step today towards a more balanced, nonpartisan board if only you have the courage to do so.
Aaron Moyer on multiple resignations and public notes.
My name is Aaron Moyer from Upper Souderton Township. I rise today to object to the proper notice that was given today. The notice that was given for public meeting indicated that there would only be 1 resignation. So I object that it's improper. There's more on the agenda items today than was in the public notice. Also, to the extent that there was an agenda put out within required notice periods, that doesn't cure the deficiency because the public notice not only indicated there was only 1 resignation, but said that no other business would be transacted. So in my view, it's not proper notice and should be adjourned until next week.
Mr. Bennett, recommend on vacancy. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said we noted the objection. That's it.
Is it being filed as a sunshine objection As it should be.
It is noted.
Okay.
Will be ignored. Someone please stop, Vicky. Thank you. My name is Bennett Briggerman, and I live in Franconia Township, also Peter Ludwig community. The eloquent speakers that preceded me took everything. So I'd just like to address all the board members on the topic of filling a vacancy. Shame. On the topic of proposed policy 11.1. Shame. On the topic of policy 11.2. Shame. And if I could summarize for my 2 minutes and 13 seconds, I would like to say, shame, 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 shame. Shame.
Cowards.
When the board meetings, I'm going to use my 34 seconds.
All this sunshine virus. Clearly interacting. Probably not.
We just have to stretch our legs.
And make it a
Back to order.
Mr. Nelson, I'd like to raise a sunshine objection. At this time, the gentleman that was speaking prior to you recessing in the middle of his comment does have a minute, 34 seconds, and he should be allowed to continue speaking. Thank you.
Sure can.
Yeah. It's almost symbolic.
Yeah. What was the strategy? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to relinquish my minute and 34 seconds. Thank you.
Carl here on support for current board. Guess I'm the oddball here, but I'm Carl Blair from Telford Borough. And I just want to let the board know, I think over the past 20 years, you've done a good job. You all have been here 20 years, I have been, but that's okay. I had 8 grandkids go through the school, still one here, and it's been very well done. So I also understand why I think you're pushing to get this thing done today, from my understanding, okay, and it's limited. Never been to a school board meeting, it's the first time ever, so bear with me. But my understanding is, if you don't do it before December 1st, you're gonna have a 4-4 tie, which could drive into the courts. Well, honestly, I've been around long enough, we have enough left-wing judges in there. The judge wants his position, it's not gonna go very well. I understand why you would do this, just to keep things the way they should be. So you all appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so board, thanks a lot for your job. It's a tough job, but stay with it. Thank you. Deborah Hecker.
Deborah Hecker from Franconia Township. I've been a resident of this school district, this township, for over 40 years, and I am appalled at what this school board is doing right now. I've had 3 children go to school. They've become successful adults. I now have grandchildren going to this school, and I am concerned. This is, to me, this appointment with an outgoing board just days away from the end of your term is appalling. I think it is time to let the new board come in. Our district has spoken on who they want to be overseeing our district, where character is supposed to count.
Amanda Hecker, Franconia Township. As my wife said, we've had Our children grow up through here, through the school. We have grandchildren now. And it seems to me that when you raise a child, they come up against a rule they don't like or a situation they don't like. You just say, tell them, do the right thing. Don't worry about what's good for you, for good or what's bad. Do the right thing. The community spoke in the last election about who we want to be in charge of this school district. As far as I know, at least temporarily, we still have a democratic process here. So I would ask the board, do the right thing. When you are alone and you're thinking about looking at what you do, was it right or wrong? Ask yourself, did I do the right thing? And just because you can get away with something doesn't make it right. So I would encourage you, please ask yourself if this is the right thing for the school district, not what's best for you. Thank you.
Victor Verbeck on legality of employment and selfless service.
Good afternoon, board members, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Verbeck. I live in Lower Southford. 20 years ago, I was on that board and nothing like this happened. 20 years ago, in front of me twice for interviews and to be heard and submit your resume. And you gave your presentation. Twice of what Corinne talked about. I was up there. That was the process, that was the procedure. Yet you choose to disregard it. I joined in the objection by the first Mr. Moyer under the Sunshine Act, section 701, 701(c). It is my opinion that this meeting was called for improper purpose and is a form of subterfuge under the provisions of section 315 regarding vacancy of the Sunshine Act. The intent and spirit of Code 004 is to put into place a person who is not on the current board. Policy 004 says that a board member shall not be a holder of any office or position under the government of the school district. When you look at the agenda, Mr. Bracchio will resign, Mr. Brong is resigning, and you're going to appoint to fill one vacancy. So the person to be appointed, I believe, I don't know for a fact, is going to be none other than Mr. Braun, who will sit now for 2 extra years after announcing his retirement and getting accolades to which he was entitled to after 20 years. I sat up there with Bill Braun. He is a good man. But this is nothing more than gamesmanship for everyone who is sitting here today. This may be legal according to counsel. But this scenario cries out as one where the legislature who wrote this act could not imagine. An election is held, there a historic shift in membership on the board. The current member wants to step down, which is his right, leaving a chair with 2 more years. So let's just move another one who's a current member with only 4 days left in his term into that slot. That's what you're doing. And you're not filling Mr. Braun's slot, are you? Why? Because there's only 4 days left. So absolutely, this is legal gymnastics, because I'm a retired attorney at its finest. Mr. Braun is still Mr. Braun. He may resign and you may accept his resignation today on November 26th, but I believe he is not entitled to be reappointed to a position on a seat he already has with that board. I want to talk about the Sunshine Law because I reserve objections. I won't get into it today under section 701(c)(3) because of prearranged gatherings by phone, by email, or in person to have called this special meeting and to prepare this agenda. So note my objection under the Sunshine Act for everything that happened before here. And lastly, I wrote a letter to the editor last week. It's in the Lansdale Reporter. And it's about selfless service. And I thank the police officers and the doctors and the nurses and the community members who come to these meetings, it's in the Lansdale Reporter. Little did I know when I wrote that last week and it's published today, that I would have to get up here and remind each one of you that the reason you're here is because of selfless service, not to serve a political party. You serve this community.
If you still don't know who it is, Mr. Beck, I voted the objections. He was fighting along. Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
We still don't know who it is you're appointing.
Caitlin Johnson on the concern of future of SASB.
We shouldn't yet. There's public deliberation that's due. We'll see if it happens.
Next thing would be higher.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Hi, Caitlin Johnson, Souderton Borough. I'm gonna read just what I have written here today. My name is Caitlin Johnson and I'm a Souderton alumni, class of 2013, a working mother of 2 children and a future Souderton Area School District parent. I'm here today because my 3-year-old son has autism and I'm deeply concerned that the decision being made here today will negatively impact the future of my children's education. During my time at Souderton, I had access to so many different opportunities like taking ceramics class, to learning French, joining the cheerleading team, and being able to closely get to know other students with disabilities because they were included in many of our learning environments. I am so proud to be a Souderton alumni. So much so that I decided to raise a family here with my high school sweetheart and send our children to the same schools that we attended. Excuse me. When I graduated from Souderton in 2013, we were ranked 38th in the state. Now, thanks to the majority Republican leadership over the years, we are currently ranked and plummeted to 78th in the state. Our goal should be to leave, our goal in life should be to leave a place better than we found it. And that's why I'm here today, advocating for children like my son who hasn't been able to find his own voice. I stand here today along with each of you, and I want to acknowledge the mothers in the room today who brought their children here. And you want to talk about legal gymnastics, mental, physical gymnastics, so I see you all down there. It's a bet for them. In the words of one of my favorite people, Mr. Rogers, in times of uncertainty, look for the helpers, which is each and every one of you here today. So in the spirit of gratitude for Thanksgiving tomorrow, thank you for being here. Strive to make the world a better place. Sincerely, your neighbor. Thank you.
I am going to pleasure to stand and I apologize in advance. First name Anna, last name Ogilvy, P-U-G.
I thought you might be able to hit another Italian last name. My name is Anna Puglisi. I live in Franconia Township. I just want to call this what it is. It's a blatant attack on our democratic rights. It's a blatant attack on the free and fair election that was just held for our elections. There's no reason for you to have pushed this through early. And if the reason is because you don't want your thoughts to be challenged, that's sad and pathetic. And if you can't have your thoughts challenged, you should not be sitting there. The last person that you appointed without any public input led you guys to be a laughing stock. Inability to control his emotions. He acts more like a child than an adult. Even sitting here, he could not help but snicker and whisper to his little friends, "Grow up. Grow up. We're growing." I have 3 children who went through this district, or 1 who is still in the district. They all went to the Souderton Charter School. You know why? Because it's an incredible school. and again has top marks across the country. And again, it is a award-winning school. You guys should count yourself lucky to have such a resource here in your district to learn from, to grow with. But instead of doing that, you've decided to make them the black sheep of all of your shortfalls. It's ridiculous. You guys can't educate. When I moved into this district, I did so partially because I wanted the charter school, but also because this was a really well-ranked school district. It was run effectively. The public had input. It no longer is that. It's no longer a well-ranked school district. Our taxes are through the roof and our education standards keep going down the hole because you guys can't hold yourselves accountable for anything. I think that this should be delayed until the correctly elected members are in place so that their voices can be heard and so that the thousands of people who came out to elect them also get a say in their school board. This is not your school board. It's not yours. It's ours. Right.
Mr. Nelson, would you please ask Mr. Micah to put his away that's on his desk? He's the only school board member on the board on the desk. It's not. It's not. Yeah, enough, Dad.
I told my children also, you shouldn't have your phone on the table.
So what are we gonna talk about this time? Transparency is not a luxury in public service. It is the bare minimum standard. Yet here we are again, watching this board attempt to rush through a major decision that the public has not been given a fair chance to see, understand, or participate in. Do we even know who it is you guys are? No, nobody has. I heard from
Caitlin Durstein.
Caitlin Durstein.
It's me.
John, okay. So, let me go to the next page. Scheduling this appointment hours before Thanksgiving is not a coincidence. It's a calculated choice designed to keep the public participation lower and scrutiny minimal. Didn't work out so well though, did it, guys? If transparency mattered, the vote would occur after the holiday, after the public is present, and after the newly elected directors chosen by the voters are sworn in. The community is delivering a pretty clear mandate for change in the recent election. Yet the outgoing majority is now attempting to install another hand-picked board member before the will of the voters can take effect. That's not government, that's a power play. Meanwhile, who do we have to vote on this here too? I noticed a lot of the people that have any prayer of being reelected have hidden. For Micah, Bill, you know the community doesn't want you around. So you're not going to be running. So you'll vote for this. Kim, after what happened with that false police report and cease and desist, you got no chance of being reelected. So they pulled you out here to have you vote as well. Barnett's, I don't know how you're here, but we got Fleesack, we got Nelson, we got Andrew Lannis, 3 people who will not be running for election again. So guys, this is your legacy, how the community is going to look at you. Nelson, Steve, we talked before about what the community says about you. Do you want to go off wearing a jester's hat, or do you want to go out having some kind of integrity? Andrew, I don't know anything about you. You seemed okay. I don't know why you're trying to make the community hate you as you're on your way out. We're not like you. Satanic hasn't even been here in months anymore. And Fleesack, you know you're going too. So you're going to do as much damage as you can. This is how people are going to remember you guys in the community for the rest of your lives. I hope you can say something tonight, and I hope you can be proud of what you're going to be doing. That's it.
Hi, my name's Maureen Kratz. I live in Lower Southford. I have a petition on my phone with 600 residents signed it asking you to delay this appointment until after the 1st of December. I've been copied on over 100 emails that have been sent to you board members asking you to delay this until the 1st of December. At least 50 people have texted me and said they reached out to you and got sent into some voicemail system, never got to talk to anybody, also asking you to delay this. As you already know, I've been building a community. It's about 850 members strong and it's growing every day. And all of them are asking you to wait. Just real quick, can somebody raise your hand if you'd like them to hold off? Please. Okay. That's a pretty good number too. So the public is unclear. They're not silent. 3 of you were voted out less than a month ago. Like, why do you have any right to have any say in who we put on this district? We didn't want you on this board. So why are we doing this? And I will stand here for 2 minutes and 1 second and wait for somebody to answer it.
Why?
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 Why? Does anybody else want to know why? Why are we doing this?
I would know why.
What's the point? Please,
Why?
we want to know why.
Why?
I'm sorry, I still have a minute and 44 seconds, right?
This is an opportunity for public comment, not for the board to respond, so please.
So when does the board have to respond to this?
Yeah, just explain to us why. That's all we want.
Tell us why we're doing this. We have every right to know.
We're the community. It's not your spot to fill.
You're gonna listen to us.
Just pay attention to what we're asking you to do. Everyone here wants you to
Not
stop.
your spot to fill. It's these people's spot to fill.
Mhm.
What makes you even think that it's your spot to fill and not theirs?
I'm not, I still have a minute and 15 seconds left. And to Mr. Brown, if you guys do choose to appoint Mr. Brown, and he steps into these seats under these circumstances, I just want him to know that the spotlight comes with it. Because he was involved in the whole Saudi Gate thing and why everybody in the community is all up in arms about the high school because you guys don't have the time or desire to fix it for our students. So if he doesn't want to be Facebook famous like Jester Nelson is, I'm going to suggest maybe he doesn't accept.
Mr. Detwiler on resignation.
It smells like turkeys.
Green beans.
Cricket souffle.
We set that back to 3 minutes. He hasn't even started.
I have it. It's okay.
Thank you.
We have it.
I did not participate in your ritual performance of the Pledge of Allegiance today because it pains me to recite it in chorus with pretentious, unpatriotic hypocrites. And I'm referring to the board here, not the audience. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Where are the Republican values of government by representation when you so fervently cling to one-party, unrepresentative, authoritarian rule? Where is the nation under God when some of your most enthusiastic cheerleaders, and perhaps some of you, are the worst subverters of religious values to political agendas, including casting aspersions, unfounded aspersions about the integrity of the recent election? Where is the indivisibility when you put so much transparent effort into maintaining division in our community? Where's the liberty for all when you suppress or ignore community voices that you disagree with? Where's the justice for all when you reject and disparage the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion? It's been over 1 year since 500 people packed an auditorium, shocked to have learned the values that make Mr. Formica an unsuitable candidate to hold office as caretaker of our children's education. You all have shown your support for his offensive values by your long silence. There is good reason still for him to follow Mr. Braccio's and now apparently Mr. Braun's suit and resign today too. There's also good reason for Ms. Wheeler to resign today for her connection to the Souderton Area Board. Which is still posting on the current board's behalf, and which you all allowed to smear your opponents during the recent election campaign. Not one of you from the board or administration came to the defense of one of the district teachers that was also smeared, and which libelous post still sits with no disapproval by any of you. There is good reason for all of you to resign, to go off to your private lives, to repent, repair, and maybe restore a little of your own dignity, humanity, and good relations with your neighbors, and to restore some neighborly grace and collaborative, patriotic, and Republican democratic values and spirit to this community. Whether or not you do the right thing by resigning today, you can still call off this lame duck power grab now. School board.
Good day. My name is Andrew Suchet and I live in Franconia Township. My focus today is not on the machinations of today's agenda. Instead, I want to share some observations about the relationship between this board and the community. And I'm speaking as someone who's been going to these meetings regularly for years. Simply put, the board's relationship with the public has grown far more adversarial than it was 8 years ago.
Excuse me, sir. This portion of the public comment is limited to agenda items.
Okay, so this is part of the agenda item. Okay, thank you very much for your time. The shift is clear that the board's behaviors, attitudes, practices, and policies. And while every example would take far more than I'm allowed, because I have to stick to the agenda, I'll discuss or mention a few examples. We have time limits now on public comments, speaker verification requirements, mandatory photo ID displayed for meetings, a refusal to update the speaker list once the meeting begins, dismissive, thank you for your comments, responses from the board president, reluctance and sometimes outright resistance to record meetings, inconsistent adherence to your own stated policies, extended board meeting monologues that distance rather than engage, high interest meetings that should be held in bigger venues because there's hundreds of people here. All of these practices have done more to alienate the community than to support our students and strengthen our trust. And now, in the weeks following the November 2025 election, we see special meetings like this one, rushed policy adoptions, hurried appointments to outside agencies, accelerated performance reviews for the superintendent and assistant superintendent. These actions may well be legal, but they do nothing to repair the damaged relationship between the board and the community. In fact, they deepen the perception of a deep state or Illuminati operating behind closed doors. I didn't come here simply to identify deficiencies. I come here to offer suggestions. So here are my suggestions for today. Do not fill these board vacancies today. Do not adopt policy drafts 011.1 and 0.1.2. Work collaboratively with the community. Explore how to open the high school Halterman Road gate safely and responsibly. Determine why the Pennsylvania Department of Education list several of our schools as needing academic support and what you plan to do about it. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope to see you on December 1st, and thank you.
Put down on delay of funding of report member. Scott Swindell, Lower Southford. At this time, we still don't know who you're appointing today. Some people have suggested it might be me, and if it were, I would, we could be, I could be on that. I would ask you not to do that. I would ask you to wait and interview candidates and follow an appropriate length of time that you should after December 1st, when the board has taken their seats. As most of you in the room know, I've said nice things about the board in the past. I've publicly defended all of you but one. I've said things like they mean well, they want the best for our children and just have different ideas about how to do it. They really are good builders and have a lot of construction knowledge, even if they don't know much about education. We have beautiful buildings in our district. These are all things I've said to you. You've heard me say. And even when you couldn't figure out a hybrid model during COVID, I said, well, they know how to repoint those bricks at Oak Park. And when the food lines were running out every day and there was no toilet paper, hand sanitizer, or paper towels at the high school, I said, well, they took $1 million in ESSER funds, so they must be spending it somewhere. And when the roof leaked at Valley, I remember how Don Shuren had grilled the builders on the pitch and the slope of the roof at that one committee meeting before the renovation. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt. It's not all your fault. And even when sports parents, friends of board members packed the room to show up to meetings and told us there would be no cost for our $5.5 million turf field, I said, well, the board president at the time was a baseball dad, so he just has a pet project. A lot of board members have pet projects. I said nice words about the board, even when a board member you appointed for, quote, financial expertise didn't know that school budgets are finalized June 30th. Even when we went years without a policy committee meeting and the community asked, how come you're passing so many policies? So you held a policy meeting and Jennifer Flisecki used Wikipedia to define the words policy and committee. I thought, well, maybe they just don't know how school boards are supposed to operate with the values of transparency and follow rules. Even when several of you confronted me, practically enough of you to form a quorum. Many people want to know about this. I don't even need to. But now, if you're willing to face the optics of this meeting the day before Thanksgiving, to appoint board members just days before the newly elected, duly elected members, forcing the board to pick a board member that everyone could agree on in a few days, that could work well with them for the next 2 years. If you're willing to once again embarrass a district like this, I have to wonder, what are you hiding that could be so much worse than all these things that I've noticed? And couple that with the two policies that you tabled for future readings, have to be suspicious about why that has to get through. You've obviously debated this privately and determined that this is worth how terrible this makes you look. I don't know how to defend you or whatever you're hiding this time, so stop this nonsense. You still have time to come back with a reorganized board on December 4th and take this back to them. Thank you for my time. Board member,
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Zickapus from Upper Southford, and I'm very sad that I followed this. I would like to start by telling you all that I'm a registered independent. So you all can hate me or you all can love me. It doesn't matter, but I'm not a part of any particular group. I have never in my life pushed the all one party button. I have voted almost until recently, almost exclusively mixed votes. So what I am here for is, not a rubber stamp. I want to make that very clear. I'm also the parent of an 8-year-old child in our district who is just starting to explore lying and hiding. And one of the things that we talk about in our house is that hiding and lying has literally never made a bad situation better. Not ever once. So take all that into consideration when I tell you
that I would like to call out specifically, as many have, that this process has not been transparent. We have 30 days from the day you accept resignation. So that would be potentially today if you choose to go forward with that. We need the public votes, the discourse that happened, the respectful discourse that happened pre-2019 appointments, as others have talked about. So I'd like to respectfully ask that that be where we go today. And to my community who's here, it's wonderful that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here, that we took time out of our day making whatever it is that we're making, which is I'm sure delicious and better smelling than here. We're here with children and babies and elderly folks, and we're here to talk about this. But I'm also going to ask and share my increasing frustration with the temperature of these meetings. Because we're not getting things done. Even the extended clapping that Mr. Taylor has to wait patiently for until the next person comes. Love that we're showing support, but let's do it in a temperate way, because hot pots boil all of the contents, and that's where we're at. So everybody, please, let's bring it down. Let's work toward a better future. I'm speaking to the board, but I'm speaking to all of us. Let's work toward a better future for our kids, and let's do it in a productive and respectful way that we want our kids to end.
Well said.
Thank you.
Brian Bell.
Hi there, good afternoon. I'm gonna follow your lead and also try and keep the temperature down a little bit here. I've written you many emails over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, none of which have ever gotten a response. And each and every one of them has always been about why you are bringing such shame on this district. If you love this district, I don't understand it. The person who should be resigning is sitting there, hands folded, smirking through this whole thing. 4 of you will vote it out. And you're going to go and you're going to vote in the board memory. Rather than giving the 4 people who were voted in an opportunity to be part of the process. Listen, they can't hand choose their candidate, just like you won't be able to hand choose yours. But isn't that the way this is supposed to work? Isn't that what you should be giving to us as a community if you care about us, rather than calling us all in on the day before Thanksgiving with barely a quorum? It's really, really sad. You all know better. You're gonna do it. You're gonna vote somebody in. You're gonna ignore all these comments. There was one person who in his first school board meeting who came up here to support you. That's really sad.
Meredith Torres on appointments.
Hi, everyone. I apologize in advance for my voice. Meredith Torres, Telford Borough. I'm the parent of 2 children in the Souderton School District. And I feel like this is a real deja vu moment for me today. 2.5 years ago, I stood on this very spot and asked or encouraged the board to develop a policy for appointments. After we witnessed the appointment of Mr. Formica, the solicitor and I went back and forth about, during my public comment about how a policy of that nature just couldn't be created because it was too hard to foresee and address all the circumstances in which one may resign their seat on the board. But the interesting thing is that most local municipalities and many local school districts, including Penridge, North Penn, Perk Valley, Council Rock, and Central Bucks, all have this exact type of policy in place. It's difficult to believe that the circumstances for filling a vacant seat would be so drastically different here in the Souderton School District as to make the development and implementation of such a policy impossible. I don't think you truly understand in this manner undermines the success of the members you appoint. You could select the most qualified candidate, but if it's not done transparently and publicly, it erodes the trust that we in the district have, both in you as the body and in the candidates you choose. And let's face it, your prior track record in this department has not been messed up. Last week, as we sat here and listening to the board celebrate the accomplishments of the departing members, it baffles me that these same board members have explicitly chosen to push this questionable appointment during school holidays and on a date and at a time inaccessible to most in the district. Although high five to everyone here tonight for giving your precious time to voice your concerns about this action. And a mere 5 days before 4 new members are sworn to be their final coup de grace. Why anyone would want to make this the closing chapter of their school board career is beyond me. It's like you don't even care how monumentally unscrupulous this is. So we'll see this again this afternoon. The voters in this community have demanded transparency, accountability, and integrity from all of you. Develop a policy that addresses appointments, how you will publicize vacancies and solicit and screen candidates. Review it transparently in a public policy committee meeting. Implement it, follow it, and leave this district with the dignity and integrity that every one of our taxpayers deserves. Thank you.
Mary got better on board openings.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Beth Benner, and I am a resident of Franconia Township. My 2 daughters are graduates of Souderton Area High School. My memory goes back many years to their elementary school years at Vernfield Elementary School, in which parent-teacher conferences took place during this Thanksgiving week. I remember as they began in school there, and I sat and met with the teachers one-on-one or with my husband and I each year, how impressed I was with the excellence in education that my daughters were receiving, how well the teachers were focused on their learning and on each of them and their development. It saddens me to see school board meetings take place like this because the role of the school board is to empower the teachers and to support the teachers. And I want to remind you of that role. I think and urge the board to open up this process to receive candidates from the district for the upcoming board opening or openings. According to the email that we received, there would be 1 motion to accept a resignation, 1 resignation, not 2. So I think there will be 1, as that is what was duly announced. You have 30 days to fill the position, and I know there are many excellent, well-educated, community-minded people who could serve well in these roles.
Margaret Burke.
Hey, guys. Hello, everybody, and thanks for being here today. Thank you to the board for your service. I appreciate people who do things for free. And you're not getting paid, you don't have to be here. So to that extent, I thank you. It is time for Thanksgiving. It is time for family, friends, and community. And thank you all the community for being here today because this is an important issue. The time for politics was earlier in November. And I want to point out that it's time to focus on our community. North Penn, our next door school board, had a resignation last week. And they called out for resumes to be handed in by Monday, December 1st, I think. And then they are all going to interview all the candidates publicly at a school board meeting on December 10th. So to me, that there's somebody else who's doing that right now, this week, and that sounds like a really fair way to do it. And somebody had mentioned in comments that if you wait for the new board members, which were elected by this community, to come in, it might be a 4-4 vote. And he was concerned that we would be political about it, but let's all get back to thinking about the kids. Because if it's 4 people who are on this side of politics and 4 people who are on that side of politics, you know, if they really care about the kids, you know what they're gonna do? They're all gonna say, let's agree on a compromise candidate who's not necessarily a Republican or Democrat. I heard an independent, maybe a teacher, somebody who is here for the children of our community. That is what we are all here for. The best for all the kids who we all love, and we all want them to do well. So I encourage the board. I know you're gonna do what you want to do, but come together, maybe 4-4, get a compromise candidate. You would have to agree, so it would be somebody we all agree on. I think that would be best for the community, and thank you for your time and your.
I apologize about this name as well. It's Victoria. Hushchenko? That was one close.
Kodryshenko, close enough.
Good afternoon, and thank you to everybody for being here today. I am simply going to read the email that I sent to the board earlier this week. As the parent of 2 children who attend school within the district, a homeowner, an active taxpayer, a voter, and a concerned citizen, I have observed how the school district board has chosen to operate over the last 5 years with growing concern. Concern that the board chooses secrecy over transparency. Concern that they choose loyalty over integrity. And concern that they choose politics over the education of our children. This latest decision to appoint new board members in short order, with the knowledge that the board has 30 days from the resignation of an incumbent to do so, during a holiday week, when I'd like to say fewer members of the community can make this meeting, though this might prove differently. And without the benefit of the newly elected but yet to be sworn in board members' input, this has elevated my concerns to new heights. As elected officials, you represent all your constituents in the district. The 4 newly elected board members are already committed to that representative position and will execute against those expectations starting next Monday evening after being sworn in. It is not only fair, but right that these new board members should be seated before the SASD board appoints any additional members. Choose to do the right thing. For your own integrity, as well as the welfare and best interests of the thousands of children in the Souderton Area School District, delay the appointments until after Monday, December 2nd. Thank you.
Kevin Fitzgerald. Kevin Fitzgerald. Kevin Fitzgerald. Kevin Fitzgerald. Is that their side? What's their name? Okay, then it's AJ Will Howard.
Hi, I'm AJ Willauer, Telford Borough. I'm not going to spend too much time talking up here. I think everybody's been pretty eloquent in what their expectations are and what we are urging the board to do. And I'd just like to echo the sentiment that this should be delayed. We've had new school board members that have been elected using a very sacred democratic process that should be sacred to all of us. That I'm going to call it what it is. The current board, this shameful end around political gamesmanship is pathetic. It's weak. It's cowardly. And it's shameful. So delay it, make the interviews public, allow for the democratic process to play out, and do the right things. Thank you.
other one, George, I apologize for your last name. George. That's it.
George Wolke, Souderton Borough resident, two kids in the district. I also have no prepared comments that could be better than anything that's been said today. I really appreciate everybody being here and the data that everybody's put out in terms of what you guys have been doing, what you haven't been doing, is all useful for I think the community to know where people are standing on being served. And I think it's very clear today where the servant aspect of this job is coming from. It's not coming from you. It's coming from the people who actually engage with their community in a neighborly way. And I think you saw this November in the polls. And I think what you're doing is pretty atrocious. I think I should get to a point where I can Google our district's district school board and not have to come up with all kinds of really sad, disturbing situations around transparency. Yeah.
Comment period is limited to agenda items.
So I'm sorry, if I'm tangential, my apologies. I also echo what everybody had said regarding the lack of transparency in your most recent policies. I urge you to push the vote to another day. Thank you.
Betsy Hager. Good.
There'll be one on the computer screen too in front of you when you're up on the podium. When you're on the podium, yep.
Sorry, this is the first time for me. Can you tell me when it starts?
It'll pop up on the screen in front of you.
Okay, great. I have 3 minutes. Okay, great. First, I wanted to. I wanted to honor our board, bless you and honor you, for your time and dedication that you voluntarily have given. So thank you. I want to say character does count, and as a parent in our community, people who want to live peaceful lives honoring one another. To my understanding, this appointment is consistent and according to our school district bylaws. As a citizen of the United States, resident of Souderton School District, I would like to give voice to the residents in our school district who couldn't be here today. With due respect, Montgomery County residents did vote during the election 2 years ago. The people of Souderton School District voted for a Republican board member. I heard that. Yep, I would like that time back on my counter. They too have made steps to have their voice be heard and counted. I thank you for honoring them. They voted for a Republican school board member. Thank you for honoring Montgomery County voters 2 years ago. Their voice matters. They voted, it's legal and in accordance with our voting laws.
Yeah, that's not about the agenda.
You interrupted
It
it.
is bylaws. This is according to the bylaws. So is this consistent and in accordance with the bylaws of Souderton School District Board of this vote? Yes. Okay, thank you for doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. On to subject item 3.1. Do I have a motion to accept the resignation of Nicholas Braccia from the board as school directors effective immediately? Motion. There a second? Any comments or questions? All in favor? Mr. Nelson, Williams, the roll call vote. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Mr. Clemens. Yes. Ms. Lizak.
Yes.
Mr. Formica.
Yes.
Mr. Landis. Yes. Ms. Wheeler.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson. Yes. The motion passes. Okay, we're gonna move on to, subject item 3.2. Motion to accept resignation of William Brown from the school board, school directors. Do I have?
I'd like to object to whether this was a legal.
It is noted. It's already noted, so.
You're saying it's legal.
So when it's legal, so you want to explain what it is?
Can you help us understand?
So we're noting your objection for the record.
Yeah, can you help us understand why it's legal?
So are you willing to violate the Sunshine Act?
We acknowledge your.
This is gonna be another lawsuit probably, so we wanna know.
We have one person objecting, everybody else needs just let the attorney handle it and make it discuss between the two, no one else.
This is not something that, I'm going to engage in with you right now. You have heard your public comments. I understand your objection. The objection was being made part of the record and the board has considered it.
That's not horrible, it's great.
The attorney is saying.
So I have a motion,
The attorney.
so you said it's legal, you're saying it's going to be.
So
I have a second, Mr. Formica, any comments or questions? All right, Mr. Barnes. Ms. Lizak.
yes.
Mr. Formica.
Yes.
Mr. Landis. Yes. Ms. Wheeler.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The motion passes. Okay, now subject illegal, 3.3, appointment to fill, vacancy. I nominate Mr. William Braun.
No. I object under Sunshine Act. Sunshine objection.
Why didn't you run? This is an end around on the voting, on the voting.
You were doing that.
You have no respect for the unconstitutional thing. It's illegal and you have to be embarrassed. We had, excuse me.
You're being accused.
And we had no, this was trying to speak on this item. You on your board, or we need to have public comment on policy.
Comments on the agenda.
No, there's no post considerations whatsoever.
We had no panel.
There's no discussion. You received an application this morning.
Speak. You can study things, so you be quiet.
The board does not need to identify on the agenda who they are nominating.
They do.
I read public comment.
False.
You need to go back to law school. Public comment is available.
Is there an objection that should be?
Sunshine objection right here.
Okay, we have one.
I want to note that for the record.
What does that do? We object to the appointment of.
Okay, we have, please don't mind Jackson on the Sunshine Act. We all think they're going back to lower stuff.
Make sure let's help her.
I want to make sure that everybody's name who is joining in this objection, and it is very difficult to hear when everyone is talking at the same time.
Let's all stand up and we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody stand up. Everybody that's object, stand up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start here.
This is illegal and preposterous, and you should be hurt by yourself. This is a problem. I don't even have a person.
Advocate Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bernadette Fieldsberger, Lower Salford, Mary Jo Alphabet, Lower Salford. Laura Ziegler, Upper Southford. Maureen Kratz, Lower Southford.
And Brigham, Franconia.
Faye Brigham, Franconia.
Stephanie Jameson, Souderton. Lily Jameson, Souderton. Cindy Sheets, Lower Southford. Sophie Adam, Lower Southford. Elise Bowers, Lower Southford. It's illegal. ACL is just
Now they say. we-
Set by the sunshine law.
That we studied.
I kind of answer yours.
That's still true. They apparently don't mind the
Richard Getweiler, former school board member.
Warren Nichols, Lower South.
Patricia White, Lower Southford. Again, Victor Verbeck, objection under the Sunshine Act, but also Southern Policy 004, which specifically states that a board member shall not be a holder of any office or position under the government and school district. Mr. Braun's resignation was accepted, and it took 15 seconds for you to reappoint him. That is a violation not only of the letter of the law, but the spirit of the code in anything. I've practiced law for 40 years. Never, it's never have I seen such a relationship. It's boggles my mind.
Individuals who wanted to raise their objection, you had your opportunity, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, plus Buticoffer. You know how to spell Brian Chacala Telford.
Jared Welch, that was down. I can hear you, Lower South.
Austin Western, Lower Southford.
Scandalous, it's all the girl.
Jill Dietrich, Lower Southford.
You have Cheryl Lower Southwood, none of our Lower Southwood.
Tom Ritter, Lower Southford.
Aaron Fainsborough, Lower Southford.
John Waldenberger, Telford Borough.
Quinn Ramsey, Lower Southford.
Suzanne Wright, South.
Victoria Pacheco, Lower Southford. Mary Wayne, Huntsville. Caitlin Johnson, Souderton.
Margaret Burke, Lower Southford.
George Wolke, Southern Borough.
John Stevenson.
Frank Stevenson.
Mary Victoria, Southford.
They superior, right, so.
Kathleen Geyer, Upper Southford. Domenica Bromley, Franconia.
Ada Toth, Lower Southford.
Robin Murphy, Harleysville.
Chris Bryant, FREY, or something.
Patrick Kidd, South Franconia.
Karen Summers, Lower South. Southern Mills, Lower South.
Art Murphy, Franconia.
Ernie Rigler, Franconia Township.
Ann Westrom, Franconia.
Alicia Adnapose, Harleysville.
Ben Rife, Lower South. Anyone else?
Patricia Summer, Lower Southward.
Thank you. Did you write this down? How are you recording? It's recorded. We have no idea how many people did that. It's recorded. I'm gonna have a subject, excuse me. Excuse me.
We're trying to conduct the business here. You've had an opportunity to speak. Was there anyone else that wanted to speak?
I was going to ask the solicitors, resignation expected immediately.
So we had a motion. We had a second, we called for questions.
I want to make sure we had all of the objections.
Did you get?
It's recorded. We had, as long as one spoke, we have the names.
On the channel. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So we had a section now, we move on to. Yes, I'd actually like to say something. As a board member, my name was brought up for something that I gave a wrongful cease and desist and a wrongful police report, and I would like to clarify that. Mr.
Sorry, this is not appropriate time for this. It's not appropriate time. Not on the agenda. Not on the
I want to sign a pledge, and this time is for all board members to raise comments or questions about the specific agenda.
Can we respond to the?
Thank you.
No.
Okay, Mr. Noah, Taylor, roll call.
Shame. Shame. Howard. Shame.
Cowards, shame. Cowards. Party puppets.
Speak up.
Yes.
I didn't have anything. I was here and smirking.
The reason I voted yes is because
Shame.
I would like
Shame.
Mr. Stingle, he's done enough to terrify me and my family. I'm scared my child.
Slander! Slander!
Point of order.
No, it needs to be quiet. Children.
Needs to be removed. Remove yourself, Kim.
This experience, we're not. Yes. No one here. I'm going to.
Excuse me. Yes, she needs to be on the agenda. She was getting to it.
Times have I been interrupted? Like it's.
Don't touch you. Don't touch. Thank you.
I don't think everybody heard you. That's the last part of your question. Could you please repeat it? I said I'm voting for someone who is experienced, because as we are getting four new board members, I would like someone who also has experience. I've only been on this board 2 years. I'm still learning. There is still a lot going on, and I would like to not have 5 brand new board members, which is why I'm voting yes for Mr. Moore. Why are we over?
He chose to resign.
Mr. Nelson.
Anything on it? I'll be champ.
I have a sunshine objection. Sunshine objection, Mr. Nelson. Sunshine objection. You're ignoring a sunshine objection.
Makes me feel old.
Beyond, I said, all the. I'll just give you space.
Violated parliamentary procedure.
You can't, but you want to be like sitting Good job, go home. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
Who knew your job would be fun when you? Didn't even consider all viable options. Just ignored it. I'm gonna leave it all sitting there.